There once was a Spartan king who faced a great insult from a rival city. His name, his family, his people were tarnished by the words of the enemy. The king could have burst with rage, but he decided to take a different path. He did not react with anger or fear, but with calmness and wisdom. He knew that the best way to deal with disrespect was to show his strength and virtue, not his weakness and pride. He gathered his loyal warriors and prepared for a decisive battle that would prove his worth and honor.
In this video, I will share with you 10 lessons on how to handle disrespect in your life, based on the ancient Spartan philosophy and culture. The Spartans were renowned for their courage, discipline, and loyalty, and they had a unique way of dealing with those who offended or challenged them. If you want to learn how to be more confident, assertive, and resilient in the face of disrespect, then this video is for you. But before we begin, make sure you activate the notification bell, so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Don't be weak and stay till the end, because I have some valuable tips for you. Lesson 1, respect yourself first. Now pause the video. Go to the bathroom right now and look into your eyes in the mirror. Do you see a warrior or a failure? I can imagine what happened. You haven't even lifted a finger. That's exactly the self-respect you lack, you fool, a Spartan would say now. Pause the video now and pull yourself together. Stand in front of your mirror and ask yourself, am I a warrior or a failure? I hope you did this short exercise. The Spartans had a strong sense of self-respect and dignity, and they did not tolerate any insult or injury to their honor. They believed that respect was earned by deeds, not words, and that one should always act with integrity and excellence. As the Spartan philosopher Thales said, the most difficult thing in life is to know yourself. If you want others to respect you, you have to respect yourself first. Know your values, your strengths, and your weaknesses, and strive to improve yourself every day. Don't let anyone make you feel inferior or unworthy, and don't compromise your principles for anyone. Lesson 2, ignore the noise. The Spartans were famous for their laconic speech, which means they spoke very little and very wisely. They did not waste their time and energy on meaningless chatter, gossip, or slander. They focused on what mattered, and ignored what did not. As the Spartan king Agesilaus said, speech is the gift of all, but the thought of few. If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to learn how to ignore the noise. Don't let the opinions, judgments, or criticisms of others affect your mood, your self-esteem, or your actions. Remember that most people who disrespect you are insecure, ignorant, or envious, and they are not worth your attention. Focus on your goals, your passions, and your happiness, and let the noise fade away. Lesson 3, respond with action, not reaction. Be ahead of your opponent on the battlefield. The Spartans were masters of strategy and tactics, and they knew how to respond to any situation with calmness and effectiveness. They did not react impulsively or emotionally to provocation, but rather planned their moves carefully and executed them with precision. They used their intelligence, their courage, and their discipline to overcome their enemies, and they never gave up. As the Spartan general Brasidas said, he is the best man who, when making his plans, fears and reflects on everything that can happen to him, but in the moment of action is bold. If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to learn how to respond with action, not reaction. Don't let your emotions get the best of you, and don't let your ego cloud your judgment. Think before you speak, and act with purpose and confidence. Show your disrespecters that you are not afraid of them, and that you are not affected by their words or deeds. Prove them wrong by your actions, not by your reactions. Lesson 4, choose your battles wisely. The Spartans were not warmongers, but warriors. They did not seek war, but they were ready for it. They did not fight for glory, but for honor. They did not fight every enemy, but only those who threatened their freedom, their homeland, or their allies. They knew how to pick their battles wisely, and how to win them decisively. As the Spartan king Leonidas said, the Spartans do not ask how many are the enemy, but where are they? If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to learn how to choose your battles wisely. Don't waste your time and energy on petty disputes, trivial matters, or unworthy opponents. Don't let your pride or your anger make you fight unnecessary or unwinnable battles. Choose your battles carefully, and make sure they are worth fighting for. And when you do fight, fight with all your might and don't back down. Lesson 5, stand up for yourself and others. The Spartans were not only brave, but also loyal. They stood up for themselves and for each other, and they never abandoned their comrades or their cause. They had a strong sense of justice and duty, and they defended their rights and their values against any oppression or injustice. They were not afraid to speak their mind, to challenge authority, or to face consequences. As the Spartan lawgiver Lycurgus said, "A city is well fortified which has a wall of men instead of brick." If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to learn how to stand up for yourself and others. Don't let anyone bully you, harass you, or intimidate you. Don't let anyone violate your boundaries, your dignity, or your freedom. Don't be silent, passive, or submissive. Speak up, stand up, and fight back. And don't forget to support and protect those who are in the same situation as you, or worse. Be a leader, a friend, and a hero. Lesson 6. Learn from your mistakes and failures. The Spartans were not perfect, but they were resilient. They learned from their mistakes and failures, and they used them as opportunities to grow and improve. They did not dwell on the past, but looked forward to the future. They did not blame others, but took responsibility for their actions. They did not give up, but tried again. As the Spartan poet Tertius said, "He who falls nobly, falls not in vain." If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to learn from your mistakes and failures. Don't let them define you, discourage you, or defeat you. Don't let them make you feel ashamed, guilty, or hopeless. Don't let them stop you from pursuing your dreams, your goals, or your happiness. Learn from them, grow from them, and move on from them. And don't be afraid to fail again, because failure is not the opposite of success, but the path to it. Lesson 7. Be humble and grateful. The Spartans were not arrogant, but humble. They did not boast about their achievements, but acknowledged their limitations. They did not look down on others, but respected them. They did not take anything for granted, but appreciated what they had. They did not forget their roots, but honored their ancestors. They did not seek fame, but virtue. As the Spartan king Agis said, "The fame of the Spartans is not measured by their words, but by their deeds." If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to be humble and grateful. Don't let your success, your wealth, or your power make you arrogant, greedy, or selfish. Don't let your pride, your envy, or your insecurity make you rude, mean, or hateful. Don't let your ignorance, your prejudice, or your bias make you narrow-minded, judgmental, or intolerant. Be humble, be grateful, and be kind. And don't forget to thank those who helped you, supported you, and inspired you along the way. Lesson 8. Be adaptable and flexible. The Spartans were not rigid, but adaptable. They did not resist change, but embraced it. They did not cling to tradition, but innovated. They did not fear the unknown, but explored it. They did not stick to one strategy, but experimented. They did not limit themselves, but expanded their horizons. They were not afraid to learn, to grow, or to evolve. As the Spartan king Cleomenes said, "The Spartans are always either at war or preparing for war." If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to be adaptable and flexible. Don't let your habits, your routines, or your comfort zones make you stagnant, complacent, or lazy. Don't let your expectations, your assumptions, or your beliefs make you closed, dogmatic, or fanatical. Don't let your circumstances, your challenges, or your obstacles make you rigid, stubborn, or inflexible. Be adaptable, be flexible, and be open. And don't be afraid to change, to try, or to experiment. Lesson 9. Be strong and courageous. The Spartans were not weak, but strong. They did not avoid pain, but endured it. They did not escape hardship, but overcame it. They did not shun danger, but faced it. They did not flee death, but welcomed it. They were not cowards, but heroes. They were not victims, but warriors. As the Spartan king Leonidas said, "Spartans, eat well, for tonight we dine in Hades." If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to be strong and courageous. Don't let your fears, your doubts, or your worries make you timid, hesitant, or indecisive. Don't let your pain, your suffering, or your loss make you bitter, angry, or depressed. Don't let your danger, your risk, or your threat make you panic, surrender, or run. Be strong, be courageous, and be bold. And don't let anyone or anything stop you from living your life to the fullest. Be strong, be courageous, and be bold. And don't forget that you are a Spartan, and that you have the spirit of a warrior in you. Lesson 10. Be wise and humble. The Spartans were not foolish, but wise. They did not rely on luck, but on skill. They did not seek pleasure, but happiness. They did not chase fame, but virtue. They did not worship idols, but gods. They were not fanatics, but believers. They were not blind, but enlightened. As the Spartan philosopher Chilon said, "Know thyself, and nothing in excess." If you want to deal with disrespect, you have to be wise and humble. Don't let your ignorance, your arrogance, or your vanity make you stupid, reckless, or foolish. Don't let your desires, your passions, or your emotions make you greedy, lustful, or addicted. Don't let your fame, your wealth, or your power make you corrupt, evil, or tyrannical. Be wise, be humble, and be good. And don't forget that you are a human, and that you have the potential of a god in you. I appreciate you if you have made it this far. Leave a comment if you found this video helpful, and share it with your friends who might need some Spartan advice. But hold on, there is still one more thing I want to tell you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something valuable, and that you will apply these lessons to your life. Remember, you are not alone, you are not weak, and you are not helpless. You are a Spartan, and you can deal with any disrespect that comes your way. And as the Spartan king Leonidas said, "Spartans, eat well, for tonight we dine in Hades."